This video is brought to you by the Affinity Trading Institute. TradeZero is the preferred trading software of Affinity, but you can use any software that you're comfortable with. This video will talk about navigation. Previously, TradeZero was named TurboTick. Its name was changed to TradeZero recently in August of 2016. This is the professional version that I'm running called Zero Pro. There are two flavors of this. There is a web version and a client-server version. This video will talk about the client-server version. Many of the same features in this version are exactly the same as they were in TurboTick. So if you're still running TurboTick, most of the features are going to operate the same way. The recommendation of Affinity is to get familiar with the features that work for your trading. You can customize the software to work best for you. For example, I prefer to have 3 charting windows open plus 2 level 2 trading windows. That's just my personal preference, but you set it up any way that you like. The first thing I want to talk about with the navigation is the toolbar. I have my toolbar very small. I don't worry about the text that's in there. However, if you'd like to see the text, or if you want to see the short list, simply click on this down arrow. I'll click on the down arrow and I choose minimize the ribbon. I make sure that's unchecked. Okay? Now you can see that the icons, the menu options become very large, and you can see the text underneath each one. Watch list, news, portfolio, options, etc. You can leave this way if you'd like. It's entirely up to you. I like mine small, but that's a matter of preference. Navigation is the same everywhere. So notice that anytime I have a charting window or a level 2 trading window, okay, and I should probably highlight these. Obviously, this is a chart. This is a level 2 trading window. Okay, and notice I have on this screen 2 charts and a trading window open. Again, personal preference. What you will see next to any of the screens is a menu bar, okay, with the drop-down menus. So you see text, and underneath each of the text options there's drop-down menus that you can choose. So if I click symbol, for example, I get a pop-up box. What symbol would I like to look at? Let's just say I want to look at Facebook. Okay, and it also shows me the period, the scale. Do I want to show grid lines, X grid lines, Y grid lines, so forth and so on. This is entirely up to you. You choose whatever you'd like to make your setup. Switch it to Facebook and I see Facebook. Now notice, if you notice, I'm on the 5-minute or the 3-minute chart for Facebook. Now let's say I want to look at the daily chart for Facebook, see how it's been doing. I simply click on daily, and now I can see the daily chart for Facebook. I can zoom in, I can zoom out. Again, personal preference. If I want to see the indicators, simply click on the indicator drop down, and these are all the different properties that you can set and the indicators that you can use. Moving averages, mass index, median, Arun, Bollinger Bands. Again, this is all your personal preference, how you want to set up your charts. And each chart can be customized and owned. So you can have one chart that shows moving averages and Bollinger Bands, and another chart that shows, as in this case, I have 4 moving averages shown. So I have 4 moving averages shown on my indicators. And if I click on each one, you'll see that this is the moving average, and I have it set very basically for just 10 periods. If I look at moving average 2, that's set to 20 periods. And it's also a different color. So I know that the color orange is for my moving average 2, my 20 period moving average. Again, personal preferences. You can also right click on the chart and you'll get the same options in this drop down menu that appear in this menu going across the top. This way you can access the options, the menu options, however you see fit. Some people like to do it different ways, so they've given you the ability to do that. If you want to ever go back, just reset default. It'll put it back to the default configuration. Okay. I have the same option in the, and let me move over a little bit so you can see it a little better on the video. I have the same option in my level 2 trading window. Okay, I'm looking at VXX here. I can see the quantity, the type of order, the trading route, and then the buttons for I want to buy, I want to sell, short, whatever. Now, I can also enter a symbol into here. So let's say I want to look at, let's not look at Facebook, let's look at Twitter at this one, TWTR. Okay, now I have these two windows, the level 2 trading window and this chart linked together. And I'll show you that in a second. So that means anytime I change the symbol, it changes the level 2 as well as the chart associated with it. Very handy, so you can move very quickly as stocks are changing and the market's going. If I want to set any of my defaults, I simply right click. I don't want to right click up here on the title bar. Somewhere else, just right click and I'll get another pop-up menu. Fonts and colors, set up display preferences, trade defaults. You can see all these different options. I can always reset defaults. You can notice that this says link to group B. Well, group B obviously is the chart down at the bottom. This is how you set it up. So if I set up my trade defaults, this is set up, for example, the default rule is the market order. Default number of shares 300, incremental size of 100. Again, you set this to however meets your trading preferences. So you can set up the colors, you can set up the default trades, you can say how you want it to display, any different options. So the recommendation is you look through these and see what you really want to see. Turn things off, turn things on, see what works best for you in your trading. And that may change depending on what you're trading, how you're trading, what you want to do. What works for one person might not work for another. The software gives you the ability to do whatever you're comfortable with. Now when you're done with your session, okay, I haven't done much in terms of changing anything, but again, my preference is to not have the menu buttons be large. So let's say I closed TradeZero. Save current layout. I'm going to say no. Okay, so what that's going to do is not save what I was in. So when I go back into TradeZero and I log in, it'll bring up the last session that I had saved, which obviously wasn't that one. So the menu icons will be small, the menu bar will be small, and then the same watch list will appear. It's going a little bit slow because I'm doing the recording. So go ahead and log in and notice the toolbar. Oh, let me move back over. I have 3 windows and it doesn't show in the recording window that I'm doing. Notice the toolbar is small because this is the way that I prefer my menu bar, my toolbar, however you want to call it. This is the way I prefer it. So this is how you do every time that you come in to trade. You can either save the settings if you want or don't save them. It's entirely up to you. So that's a simple way to perform navigation. In another video, we're going to start talking about all the different menu options and the features that are available within the software.